Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing some interior little upgrades on my Honda Civic Type R EP3. So to be fair, probably something I should have done a while ago, and I don't know why I've put up with it for so long, but I've got various little bits for the center console to sort of update, upgrade, and make it look a bit better. So let's just jump inside the car and I'll show you what I've got. We've got a new gear knob, kindly supplied by Acuity. This is their new Poco Insulated Gear Knob. It's got a bit of weight to it, it's still metal, but it's got a layer on the outside so it doesn't get too hot or too cold. So that's going to be nice, not burning my hand in the summer or freezing it off in the winter. It sits a lot lower than this one will as well, so it should actually give, well, Acuity say around 10 to 15% shorter feel because it's much lower down. So we'll see how this looks on the car as well. And the way this attaches to the shift boot is with one of these things, so you can just pop the shift boot on and off using this thing. They did also send me a red one, which I think I'm going to use because it matches more with the theme of the car, because I've gone with black Alcantara with red stitching shift boot. So this paired with a black shift knob should look pretty good actually. So that's going to be the first little part. And then I do also have, I never actually realized this, but the hazard switch in the car is supposed to light up as well. I thought it was just always just a button. Turns out there is a bulb in it, and I have got it. It's potentially the smallest bulb I've ever found for the car. Well, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it in there. Tiniest bulb, so we're going to be switching that out today as well. So I've got the part number for you if you want to find this. I had to get it from my main Honda dealership actually, so pretty specialist little piece. And then later on as well, I've got some bulbs that will be replacing the heater control bulbs because I've got a couple that are out and it just looks a bit weird half lit up. So yeah, basically all this stuff is sort of things I probably should have done ages ago. A little change up, should look a lot nicer in here, and I'll be replacing this horrible rubber boot, which when doing some research, found out to get a brand new one of these rubber boots is £70 from Honda, which is crazy. First things first, gonna get this gear knob off and move Pascal, my mascot, from a French road trip I did a few years ago. This is a 15mm for me. Rip. Yeah, this is definitely heavier than the one I'm putting on, but with the lower throw, and maybe it will make a big difference. Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna hang on to this anyway because who knows, maybe it'll go on the next car. Now we just gotta lift this panel out, which I did see someone put their hand in here to do it before. This corner's always sketchy though. I'm always so scared about it. That bit should slide off, and then should be able to unplug these panels on the back here. So this bit's free now. Might as well just take this inside and do the rest of it inside, to be honest. I can see where the bulb goes in and everything. So here's the panel, the back side of it. And as you can see, we've got these screws here that we need to get out to be able to remove this part. It looks to me like it's all held in with a plastic ring. So I'm hoping that once I release off these Phillips head screws, that this whole thing will sort of slide out and be easier to see. And yeah, I was right. I unscrewed those 3 screws. This bit comes out of here, and then this is still as one with the silver bit of the ring. And then there's these little parts just in here. These bits, you can just pop those out, and then it, in theory, that just sounded like it broke, but it didn't. Silvering out, and then this bit is still connected to the back black bit. So there's these tabs that you pull out. So I've already done one, as you can see there. And then, yeah, basically you just pull those out, and we should be free. So I'm assuming we still need this, but this piece is done with now. But I will, yeah, hang on to it, because yeah, 70 quid. First of all, you want to make sure that you're lining up your holes with the way this needs to go on. But what's really cool about this actually is the stitch line is actually like the top part, and there's holes all around the shift boot that actually just slide onto all of these mounts around the outside of this black bit. I didn't realize it was actually going to be this simple. That's super cool because I've done no research about how to do one of these. So I'm going to get this bit on the inside of this bit. Just so you guys can see what I'm doing, you can see that I put the first 2 in. This hole here lines up with the red stitching. And yeah, you literally just go around. There's like a flap that you pull this thing through just like that. And so I'm going to work my way all the way around till this thing is fully on. That was incredibly easy. I was not expecting to be as simple as that. So as you can see, I've put the silver ring back on. That literally just clips together back the way you took it off. A little bit harder because there's fabric in between some of the gaps now. So I think this bit is actually done, which is crazy, but obviously I'm not finished here yet because Acuity Gear Knob has a attachment that goes on the inside of this. So actually I'm now going to refer to the PDF that I will link below to install their shifter boot piece, and then this bit will be ready to go back in. All right then guys, so this is everything you get in the box, and as you can see, here's a shift knob, really nice, a lot smaller, definitely a lot lighter than the one I've got currently, so this will be very interesting to see. And then you get this little piece that connects to the shift boot, so you can just pop on and off. So I've got the black one, this all comes in this packaging here, and it also comes with these 2 cable ties as well, which you will need, and they give you 2 because just in case you get the first time wrong. So I'm not actually going to use this black one because Acuity also sent me in this box, they sent me a red one. So what I've done is I pulled this inside out, and as you can see I've placed the red version inside here. So I think I've got this basically to the point where I put the cable tie on now. So I just thought I'd show you everything you get and the process, but it seems really simple. You basically just pull this through to here, put a cable tie around it, and you're done. I'm going to do that now. A couple minutes have passed and I decided actually to pull it through a little bit. The Acuity diagram does actually show the one they're installing, similar to this as well actually. And I've got the cable tie around there and I've cut it, so this is in theory ready to go. I did also forget to show you it flipped around the other way, so here we go. This is what it should look like in the car, and I've lined the Acuity logo up with the red stitching just because of my OCD. And here we have this whole piece back together. It looks super, super cool, and I don't know why I hadn't done this earlier. It was so easy to do. Whilst we're at this stage, it's now time to change the bulb over, which is just in here. This little bulb was pretty difficult to get out actually. I thought I was just going to use a normal screwdriver and that would be all I need, but I ended up having to use my little jeweler's set, which I'll show you the size I actually used. I don't actually know what size this is, but that's how I got it loose to be able to take it out. But then I ended up using this tiny, tiny little one to be able to pry it out because I couldn't get it out any other way. Probably don't need the screwdriver, but something this small just to be able to pry it out. Anyway, that old one is out and it's time to get the new one in. Okay, it's in, and this was an absolute mission to fit back in here. I almost spent more time doing this than I did doing the entire shift boot. So this is in now, and you basically push it in and it twists in round towards the hazard switch itself. All right, let's install this all back together. Let's get these plugs in, do a bit of testing. Right, let's do a test for the hazards. Well, they're on, but the bulb on my hazard switch doesn't light up. So I'm just going to put this back together, and I'm quite excited to feel how the shift knob's going to feel in terms of the shorter throws because it's lower, and obviously very excited to see how this thing looks. Oh, also should mention, the reason I'm installing this all back together now and not doing these bulbs is because I don't actually have the bulbs at this point in time. Right, let's pop this thing back in anyway. Wow, that is a lot lower. And then this should just pop in like that, and that's it installed. Whoa, that does feel so different, and it looks pretty sick too. I'm definitely glad I went with the red. I'm gonna have to get a little drive, so I suppose the convenient part of this install being over 2 days is I'm obviously gonna drive the car in between that, so I can test out how this feels and let you guys know. And I really like how you can just pop this thing off, like it's just simple as that, and then you can just unscrew the gear knob, and the temperature obviously not burning my hand is gonna be nice. So shout out to Acuity for sending this out to me. If you're interested in one of these, links are gonna be in the description for it, and as well as this red ring as well. This isn't the only color they do, but it's just one I thought would go best with my car. Also, I'll leave a link for this Alcantara part. I got that on Amazon actually. Either way, let's cut to future me when I'm installing these bulbs, because yeah, I'm still waiting for them at the moment. So I'll catch you guys in the future. All right guys, it's been a couple days. Those bulbs have finally come in, but what I thought I would mention as well is the shift knob sitting this much lower definitely makes it feel shorter. The weight of this isn't as much as my other one, which has taken a bit of time to get used to. I haven't actually been doing any aggressive driving or anything with it. I've just driven it around town or what have you, but it definitely does feel different. If you're looking to get a shorter throw, because obviously I've got the short shifter in here as well. If you're looking to get another way to get a shorter throw, this is probably a good option for you. Also, turns out the hazard light switch bulb I thought was supposed to flash when you put the hazards on and it would work at all times. Turns out that's not the case. So when I turn the lights on, this triangle actually just lights up on the lights. So it didn't used to do that. So the bulb was definitely blown in my car, and this bulb does work. But anyway, we're here today now obviously to change the bulbs on the center console, because as you can see from this clip, I've got a couple of them are working, but really it's be better to have them all the same. So what I've done is I've found these on eBay. These are basically replacement bulbs for the heater controls, and then you've got like the AC switch and all that sort of stuff. If you want a more blue light, you can get those too. But at this point in time, I don't actually know what these are going to look like. So I think the plan will be, let's get these installed, and then we'll have to wait until it gets dark and I can actually look at this. So I'm going to pull my center console out. Nice, so that's off. I shouldn't need to take that all the way off like I did the other day. And yeah, basically, as you may have seen in some of my other videos before, this isn't fully installed back in the car. Like there's some screws missing stuff, so I can just pull this away. Yours may be mounted in more than mine. But as you can see, this just comes out really easily, which I've left like that, precisely being able to do things like this, to be honest. So what I'm gonna do is unplug all this stuff, and then this should become free. Probably don't actually need to do that. I can just unscrew all these heater matrices from here and leave this like this. I think I might do that instead, actually. Boom. There's the first one. So the 2 bulbs are just installed on the back. Oh God, this is all gonna fall apart if I do this while holding it. You have to pull the knobs off of the front of the heater controls for the control unit to actually fall out the back. I can't really do it while holding it like this. I'm gonna take these 2 bits inside. All right then guys, I think this is gonna be another super simple thing to change. So as you can see, I've pulled out 2 of the OEM bulbs. Pretty simple actually, you just get a flathead screwdriver and this just goes into the back of here. You twist it a little bit, it even has the directions in which it needs to go. So I'm just gonna put these in and then we can go back to the car pretty quick. This bit ready to go back in. Let's do that bit now. Cool, so these are the dome shaped ones, so these do look different. And again, super simple as you can see. This will just go in like that. So it seems that I have been given a spare of each bulb, which is quite useful. There we go. These are all installed, so these are ready to go back in the car. So I thought I would do a little test where I just plug them in just to see if they're working. They almost all are, but I think I've actually got an issue with this part. Turns out I do actually have a separate one of these because this isn't my original center console. So I do have another center console, which I may just have to pull this module off of because it turns out with the OEM bulb and with this LED bulb, this one doesn't seem to light up. Look, if I show you. So there might be something wrong with this module itself. So all of these do work. It's quite hard to obviously show in the daylight. This looks like it's just a me issue rather than a bulb issue, but we'll see. All right guys, I'm back. It's been a couple of days and it turned out, yeah, that this module actually, still got it here. This module here was the one that was in there in the last clip you saw. I did some testing on the circuitry of just this section here and it's definitely out. So I've swapped it over, put the bulbs in, plug it in, working perfectly. However, what I have noticed, which I guess is a blessing in disguise of a couple of days that this thing wasn't working, was I found that when this one was lit up, it had this weird purple hue to it, obviously because the color temperature of the bulb is more white than the original orange. So it was meaning that the dial would light up purple because there's a film on the inside of the dials. Here's the dial. These just pop out from the front. They're really easy to get off. What is in the inside of, I guess, everyone's are these little bits of film. These are stuck on the inside of the dial. And basically that changes the color and intensity of the light output. So taking this one out, I've got one dial in here that I've also taken out. I thought I would show you what you actually do to get it out though. So here's the last one. So I've just got a tiny screwdriver just to pry it up and it's like a film. It's not a sticker. So in theory, you should be able to just peel it off in one go. So I've already started this one. There's a little bit you can pry from in this side here. So you can see this bit's still stuck and then it just peels off like that. Boom, that one's gone. Yeah, I guess if you don't like how that looks, you could always just stick these back in, I suppose, because they're not held in with anything else apart from some glue. So I will put that back together in a bit, but I've also taken this bit back out because these buttons also have some of this film in. I've actually got a couple of them here, tiny little bits here. These actually literally popped out. You can get the front of these buttons off basically by, well, I used a flathead screwdriver. Actually, I've got one more to do, so I'll show you. So I was just prying in here like this. There goes one side. Anyway, so then this is what you see. So this orange bit here is the bit that you want to take out and it's super easy. I've just got this tiny jeweler's screwdriver, but anything that's got just a thin end so you can get in behind it to be able to pop it out. So I'm in behind and it literally just pings out. So I'm gonna fire this at the floor. There we go. And it should just leave a cavity behind basically. So the light would now come through here and shine straight through the lettering without any color. So if you wanted to get different color bulbs, I suppose this would also be something you should do. Literally as simple as that. I can pop this back on. That's ready to go back in. All those dials, that's all bolted back in, that works. So I guess I'll put this back together and then I'll catch up with you guys when it's nighttime and we can have a look at what this thing looks like. But I'm looking forward to it because I think it's gonna look, yeah, a lot more modern and a little bit brighter, but should look pretty cool with the white light. Okay guys, so as you can see, it's pretty dark in here right now. I thought I would show you the finished article finally now that it's dark. Boom, look at that. Look at how much cooler that is. Nice and white, bit brighter than the lights behind the dash. So I may end up changing those in the future, but as this was all just one unit, I'm gonna leave this like this. Definitely happy I took out all those little bits of plastic because this white light just makes it look way more modern. It looks really bright here, but actually in person, it's just the right amount of brightness so that it's not too bright for when you're driving along. And there we go, guys. That looks so much better than before, and I'm definitely glad I popped out all those little bits to make it a white light. Glad that the hazard light bulb works now, and also shout out to Acuity once again for sending out that gear knob. That definitely now flows more with the build of the car with the Gator. So I'm gonna miss the neochrome gear knob because that was actually the first mod I ever did to this car, believe it or not. I'll leave all the links to everything installed in this video down below, just beyond that like button actually, so don't forget to smash that like button on your way past. Hopefully I've inspired you to sort of update the interior of your car with a few little touches, and let me know in the comment section below if this is something you've done, you're going to do, or if you don't like how it looks, I suppose. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because there's loads more content on this car on there, and obviously stuff coming in the future as well. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for checking this one out, and I will catch you guys in the next one.